So let's.
Somebody else?
Ah, Sama. Oh, sorry, Sama.
Let's go.
Yeah, so hello everybody. Welcome to our workshop on why you should communicate about your WOPs.
Do you have the microphone?
No.
They said
Maybe you still need a microphone.
because they want to record.
They are recording.
Yeah,
Hello. Is it okay?
I think it's good.
Okay. Welcome everybody to our workshop on why we should how we should communicate about your WOPs. My name is Kanok. I'm from GWOPA. I'm a communication consultant. And
Yeah, okay, I can introduce myself. My name is Maximilian Stein, and I'm working for Hamburg Wasser. As communication and visibility expert for the projects we have internationally.
yeah. So I would like to ask a question. Do you know WOPs? Anybody works for WOPs before? Everybody is. So what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Rita Stevnitsky. I am from Budapest.
Budapest.
And they have an EU
Ah.
together with two Pakistani men.
With
Oh
who?
yeah. You won the award, no?
Sorry?
You won the award of something, I don't know. The award of water, I don't know, on the news that the Pakistan partner, they got some prize or something. I'm not sure.
You don't know.
This is a communication.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so everybody knows about the WOPs now.
Yeah.
And everybody communicate about your WOPs. Like, do you have any tools or how you tell the story about the WOPs in your organization?
We have internal and external communication. Internal at the three companies, the 90s and the
Yeah. Sure.
So we have internal and external communication. Internal at the three companies. We have very different channels. In Hungary, we have an intranet and a news feed there. So we include activities there, some posts.
So it's just the homepage of your company, or
I'm sorry.
when you're talking about the internet, it's the homepage of your company, or
No, this is internal communication and intranet
Okay,
only.
yeah, I get you.
Intranet.
Yeah.
And for the Pakistani mentees, it's very different because they do a lot of WhatsApp communication, WhatsApp messages, and Facebook as well. And externally we also have Facebook, LinkedIn, company website. Not in our case because that's not really. I don't even know why. Maybe we should go there too. So I think that's about it.
Okay.
So Ashmi, tell about your WOPs, like about COP.
Yeah, so I think the way we communicate about WOPs at GWOPA is through the communities of practice that almost all of you would be aware of. So it's an online community that we have created for different water professionals and actors to come together, the utilities to come together and share knowledge and engage in peer-to-peer learning. And we have different online courses, trainings through which we bring these WOPs together and have them share information. And for every COP group, the thematic COP groups that we have in different working areas, COP, water production, distribution, etc., we have webinars that we conduct from time to time. And I think WOPs from all over the world, if they start joining in more in the coming years, they can really benefit from it. And we also have a very good resource space or a knowledge library that we are creating with all these contents, with different COPs and different program groups. So that's one big way, a network that we are trying to build where people can come together and we can make the most use of the internet world and have them communicate about what they're doing across the globe. So yeah.
Maybe not about communicating about WOPs, but I do feel the need helping WOPs how to communicate about their results, for example?
You can come now. It's a workshop. Okay.
Everyone is in need of food.
Exactly. Is there food? No.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, to communicate about results, for example, which is really difficult sometimes for WOPs. Normally there's a confusion about the activities they do with the results that they obtain out of the activities, for example. And sometimes it's only a matter of how do they give the message to be powerful, or how do they actually do the connection between their activities as a WOP and the benefit of people, customers, for example. Actually, how customers are benefiting from the activities of a WOP. These kind of things that are really tricky to I don't know, to show or to make people know how to do it. That's why I'm here, basically.
You want to go through the agenda?
Here. So actually, this is our initial plan. So we have a welcome, and we want to know the participant about the activities in the organization and why. And yeah, the next one will be why. The reason why we should do the communication about your WOPs, and we will show the best practices from Hamburg Wasser, and then we will show some tools that it's only on your fingertips that you can use to promote your WOPs, and then we can have exercise if we still have lots of people, and then that's a wrap up after that. Yeah, pass over to Max.
Okay, so this is about communication, and there are also a lot of aspects. As you already mentioned, there is internal and external communication, just as a basic idea. And today we will only speak about external communication, and especially about WOP communication via social media platforms, because that is what GWOPA calls for and asks for, to invest more investigations in communicating about our WOPs. So I would say there's quite an heterogeneous field of communication, because some utilities are really active, but there are also a lot who don't communicate external too much. And I hope that no matter where you are in this network, so if you're already inside and have a lot of contacts and communicate a lot, or if you're just starting, to give you some inspirations. So the first question I would like to address is why we should communicate about WOPs, and there's a very simple answer to it, because of us or because of you, because there are a lot of good reasons to communicate. And I think first of all it's important to get feedback, because we all work a lot, and I'm pretty sure you're doing a great job, so let's show the world and let the people know. We get feedback from colleagues from utilities, associations, or other operators, and I think feedback offers us room to improve, individually as well as a kind of global WOPs community. There's also a lot about motivation, especially if a good WOP communication leads to a higher interest in your company and also in your content, in your projects. There is potential to motivate colleagues of your own company to join your WOP work, and there's also a potential in motivating other operators. Good communication builds ground for new projects and also trust for the existing partnerships. I think it's obvious that the mentioned factors that they lead to a strengthened network, and as stronger your network is, as more opportunities you will have, also in terms of cooperation, but also in terms of finding funding partners. And it strengthens, as I mentioned, the WOP community in general. Visibility is something which came up to our minds in the last few years and will also be very important in the future, also in technical fields. And I wanted to say that this is a good example that we have a communication workshop today at a kind of technical event, but now there's 4 participants, so maybe this is not the best argument, but I hope you get the point. So I really think that it's important and that we should invest more time in improving our visibility. And personally, I see visibility as a booster, especially to expansion to a larger audience and to build the brand, the company, and also reach out to potential partners or maybe to customers. Especially in terms of climate change, there will be complex challenges, and I think complex challenges require creative solutions, also in terms of resilience and climate adaptation. So we should learn from each other as a global WOPs community and share our experiences, challenges, solutions to challenge them together. So what can we talk about? And I try to give simple answers as well. Anything related to our projects or to your projects. So if we have a look at some best practices, we just started our LinkedIn account from Hamburg Wasser, kind of from the scratch. So there's a big account for the whole company, but we also started just for the international projects half a year ago. And just with the goal to show insights, to network, and to get in contact with our existing partners and also potential partners. And I think it went quite well. So just some examples, what you can talk about. So an easy approach to WOP communication is you could just speak of company announcements. So for example, this was the first post we had at our LinkedIn account. It's just a welcoming post and information about our progress with our partners. From Mia Huna in this case, Jordan. There's also a lot of potential. We all travel a lot, especially when we work internationally. So if you travel and you always have your smartphone with you, so it's very, very easy just to take some pictures or a video, like having someone interviewed, like we did here with Linnea, who was active for us in Laos for Polyurban Waters project. It's very easy, and I think people want to know, and especially the funders like to see when utilities speak of their activities. Yeah, event reports, today's the best example, so it's Global WOPs Congress. So maybe a question, who of you spoke of the Global WOPs Congress or on the internet, on social media? Yay, okay, you reposted something, okay, yeah, that's good motivation. And we also have work insights. So in that case, I just asked Lynn Klaasen and Sascha Jensen, they are project coordinators of our Tanzanian WOP. We have 2 with Ember Vasa. I asked them, okay, Sascha, can you record a very short selfie video of yourself, just letting the people know what has happened in the last 3 months. And yeah, it's very easy. It wasn't too much work, but there was quite a good reception in the audience. We have series. So what I just mentioned about the WOP with Ember Vasa, we did it also with all the WOPs. So I contacted the project coordinators and asked them, okay, please give me a short selfie of yourself and tell what happened in the last 3 months in the WOP. So we had content for our social media profile, but also had a lot of people reacting to the post and asking when we'll continue, when we'll go on site, and there was quite good feedback on it. There's yeah, calendar-related content. In that case, very, very obvious, just for the Happy New Year, a picture of our Tanzanian team. But it's also, if you want to connect it to technical content, there's also a lot of potential. For example, we have the Global Water Day. I think it's in May. We have a Sanitation Day. So you can just connect these calendar dates to messages you want to send from your company. Yeah, if you have important meetings, for example, when we just started our GIS workshop with Kyiv Vodokanal from Ukraine, yeah, I would say this is like part of the easiest way to just communicate what you're doing, just having a screenshot of a meeting and just connecting it to a message. We used this post to show the audience that we already started, because it wasn't sure if we can do this partnership. And I think it's great because it's easy, and I think easy solutions aren't always too bad. For something more entertaining is like after movies. So if we have bigger events, we try to have someone to follow the people with a smartphone and just filming a little, no audio content, just the pictures, and producing a very little video out of it. And also there's a very easy access. So there's just the smartphone, no stand, no expensive production programs, really just the little thing we all have, and there can be a very great outcome. We can have a look inside. Yeah, so this little bang out video. The reason I show you this is there's no technical information at all. You see, maybe you saw some of the guys in the videos already on the Congress. So it's there was a job shadowing of Miyahuna, a Jordan water company. We have a very long partnership now. It was our first WOP, and we just followed them on a job shadowing. So they went on site to the water treatment plant, also to the sewage treatment plant. And like just from the statistics and the analysis, this video is the most successful, because I think just sometimes we enjoy having our technical content, but also just seeing people having fun doing their jobs. So we shouldn't underestimate this. So to give you just a very short wrap-up, so we saw there are multiple opportunities to report from the WOPs. You can use pictures, photos, you can speak of travel reports, you can give insights of projects, and many more. There's no need for special hardware or software, so it's very, very easy to access. So how do I do this? And there's, as I already said, I try to give you simple answers today. So I would always connect a message, an important message you would like to address, with the visual content. So for example, the picture or a video or anything visual, because this just gets people to listen to you. And also, if you take the persons or institutions involved, you'll have a higher reach, which is also very nice and makes people happy. So there is something about a picture which was chosen for a GWOPA publication, and I think you want to say something.
Yeah, a picture can say a million words. I mean, this picture was chosen by GWOPA report, a new report that will be coming soon, and We receive so many pictures from our partners when we request to share the story. So we usually get like good pictures after work. But I think, I mean, that's part of the WOP after the field trip. But you can show the world what you're doing. I think we can reach out to the wider audience and tell a simple story. Like this is your work. This is a laboratory that, the partner between the Hamburg Wasser and yeah, exactly. So Tanzania. So it shows more than there's so many aspects in here. It's women, actually, women empowerment, and you see the activities like this is WOP. We don't only do something like construction or the pipelines or it's we look at the laboratory. It's a collaboration between two organizations. There's so many things that we can see from the picture. So I want to encourage people to share all the kind of picture, like what you're doing. Simple thing that you maybe never think of it, like in the field, and you talk to the community leaders or whatever. It could speak louder than the group picture that people usually share on COP or or other platform. Yeah.
Just something little to it, because especially when we talk of pictures and videos and communication and also external communication, I would say a lot of times we overthink. So in that case, there was just someone accompanying the team just for making pictures. So if you, it would be your decision. If you just take someone from your own team, or if you would like to have it a little more professional, you can engage a professional photographer. But let the people do their work and don't bother them. So just take someone else and accompanying them. And I would say this is also from the promotional way of thinking, the most successful way. Just let people do what they love. It's their job. A lot of them are having also their free time then after work with the colleagues. So yeah, just let the people work and try to catch the moment.
So now we actually want to request participants to do some exercise. But you have to leave soon, yeah. But we have the participant from the Philippines, and what is her name? I have to go. Yeah. So sorry, can you introduce yourself?
No, thank you.
No, we just want to know where you're from and what.
I'm from Argentina.
Argentina.
Yes,
so
yes.
What is your organization?
Obras OCE Mar del Plata,
Mar del Plata.
near the capital of the
Sure.
country.
So you also part of water operators?
Yes, my job is communicate
Yeah.
because it's the relaciones institucionales. My manager.
Yeah. I saw your Twitter, so I keep retweeting. Thank you so much. I love your style to have like small icons, and so people can see like outstanding tweets.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you have any wisdom of word to share, like why we should communicate about your WOPs?
For example, I have now a job, a WOP with ANDA in El Salvador, and we share information about that with the GWOPA, with the other operators for my country and the other countries.
That's good. And what tools that you use normally in your work, like to communicate?
I use photos, videos, phrase about the job, and part of the memos, and a lot of information that I have.
Do you use any social media too? I see.
Yes, media, social media.
Do you
Yes.
have a team or only you?
LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And what is your main platform? The main platform? what is your main platform for communication, for external communication? Would you say there is some, or
I don't understand.
You use Facebook or
Yes.
which social media that you use a lot?
Yes, a lot. Twitter. Twitter
Okay.
is every time.
Yeah.
Every time, every day, and in a few minutes,
Every
you
moment.
put information. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yes, yes.
Yeah, she's very active. I saw her
Yeah.
Twitter. Thank you. Yeah, and then I want to interview the Philippine. Yeah,
Hi.
so can you tell about your communication strategy about your walk? Do you have one, or how often you communicate to the people outside your community?
Actually, right now we do not have any WOPs, active WOPs, but we've been mentors in 2012. We've mentored. We've had mentees from Nepal, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and in those WOPs, this is a new practice for me. So that's why I attended this session. We didn't communicate the WOPs socially. And on the web, I mean, social media, but this is new.
But do you have any, like in the organization, the Manila?
Yeah.
Do you have any Facebook or newsletter or?
It's featured in our newsletters.
So that's not communication.
Yeah, but not like the social media, which has a wider reach. But the newsletters is just for the company, for company use. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you plan to share the story? I mean, the Philippines has so many interesting stories, I believe, about water and sanitation. So, do you share any successful story, or when you see the impact that the project has done? Like, do you communicate outside to the people, or?
Actually, one mentee we had will be presenting tomorrow. Before, when we started the WOPs, I mean, they had little knowledge about non-revenue water, about WOPs. But it's been 10 years, and that utility has grown so much. It's now a role model water utility for their country. So I'm trying to understand. We only did, we shared our practices, but they were able to multiply what we shared couple of times. I mean, they just grown that big, and I'm really proud of the WOPs.
Yeah, maybe after this you should write piece of articles about why it's so successful and like successful in the Philippines, the country. That's interesting already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've also had our share of failed WOPs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But there are a lot of stories about failed WOPs as well. So
yeah, that's
you
a
can always progress.
yeah, that's a bit disheartening. You did all you can to contact that person to invigorate the WOPs, but again, there's only so much a mentor can do.
Yeah. It's part of the progress. Yeah.
Do you want to share? So the same or?
Yeah, same company, but he's good.
No, but maybe different WOPs or you use social media. You different group of generation maybe. Yeah. But do you use anything like to tell about your work?
Well, for me, because I came from a technical division, as much as possible, like we streamline all communications through our communication department. Like there's this certain department that works for that, so it's better to like let them do it and like make sure that we're actually publicizing or communicating things the right way through them. So for me, I avoid doing direct communication to people. I mean, just to be sure, right? So I don't want to like say things that might be in conflict or not aligning to what the company wants to promote or what it's actually doing. So maybe this training would also help on how to like develop that aspect, like how like people directly doing the work have more confidence on communicating our accomplishments in like WOPs or anything without having to rely on our communications department. So
Thank you. So actually, we want to ask you to do some communication.
I think we can skip.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think we can skip because I found it quite interesting what you said, because we had this discussion at Hamburg Wasser as well, because we also have the main communication department, but we kind of outsourced now the communication for our WOPs project to the department which is already dealing in the international business. So I think it's a kind of more hands-on mentality, and I think there is a lot of potential to it, because I mean, okay, there has to be trust from the management and also from the main communication department. But I think it will pay off because it's more authentic. If you tell stories directly from the side, from the field trip, I think there will be more authenticity to it, and it's also like it's more interesting for others, because people are interested in stories and in true stories, in the real life, in the real working life, and less in stories which are told by the department. So I think you should progress and go on.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I would say we wrap up a little. So we showed that there are good reasons to communicate, and that you can get feedback, that there is a lot of motivation. Oh yeah, you have a question? Oh yeah, please.
I think with your comment, you just mentioned the conflict every company has.
Yes.
You have a corporate visibility. You have to guard this corporate image that you have, because it's important for your donors, it's important for your stakeholders, it's important for your partners. And then you have this like guerrilla communication where everybody does something in a very juvenile style, very hip, very TikTok or whatever like. Yeah, the videos, no?
Yeah.
And this is very engaging with a certain type of people. This is a very nowadays style of communicating, but it still can harm a lot, the corporate communication. So this is really the risk. What is the corporate visibility that we want to have? Because if I communicate about a project that I have, me as a company, my project can be a WOP. So I want to show that I'm capable of, that I have knowledge to give away to mentor someone else. And the mentee wants to show that they are open for new things, that they have contacts, that they're international. And these are always the things that we really have to guard. So if you have trust in your employees to communicate in the right way, then it's good. But it can be also go absolutely the wrong way. And there's always this say that it takes 1,000 years to build a reputation, but one message to destroy it. So you always have to be very careful about this. And of course, internet is not forgiving anything. Huh? It's there, out there. Any photo, it's there forever, and everybody uses it, copies it, etc. So this is something very careful to think about, and maybe to train staff. I think I'm always very happy about training, so long life training for everybody, and communication is definitely something everybody needs, and especially people who are not in touch with communication. They can learn a lot about it, and this makes also very enriching of although you're very technical, but enriches your work life also if you can communicate in a different way. And you receive comments then, and that's very nice. The world's becoming very small.
Yeah. We can, from Hamburg Wasser, we can speak of experience there, because just the procedure to set up this extra LinkedIn account and to invest more time in the external communication only for WOPs, it took about half a year to yeah, to discuss with the big communication department, and also there were a lot of meetings about the style. So Hamburg Wasser tries to, yeah, they are also active, or we are also active on Instagram and more modern, I would say more modern platforms. So we should, or we have had like a lot of meetings to speak of, okay, how can we manage to have this technical content, but also in a modern way and in an interesting way, but yeah, not fearing others who are more conservative. So I would say this is also again about communication. So if you think of if you think of releasing a new communication strategy, yeah, it should always be in cooperation with the communication department. But what we found out, and also what is the go-to now for the Hamburg Wasser company in general, is that we want to outsource our communication on a low level, on a low-key level, from the, not to other companies, but to the departments. So when we communicate about WOPs, we want to have the main communication in the infrastructure development department, which is responsible for the WOPs, but always in contact with the main department for communication. Yeah, please.
Sorry. No, just a quick comment about what I've said. I think my main concern about using your personal account in communicating accomplishments in your work or anything work related is that sometimes it's like a double-edged sword.
Yep.
Like it's a good way to like promote what you're doing to like your people close to you so that they understand your work, and then you can also like promote the network to like other people. But at the same time, like it they can also see your personal contents, and sometimes that might affect also their perception of your work. So
Several accounts.
uh,
Yeah, it's everybody who does this. They have some work-related accounts and some private accounts, and you keep them separate.
so example for me, like
So this
yeah,
is the learning. You have to
Yeah.
learn about this.
yeah. So for me, I only use LinkedIn. Yeah.
It's definitely showing pride if every employee starts talking about their own job, so they're proud of their job, and this raises the reputation of the company. No, if my people are happy, then my company is good. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Happy employees makes a good company. So that's the results.
And it's also a lot of about employee branding if you communicate external. So there's not only the communication department which is interested, there is also the human resources coming then, and just connecting about strategies, because it's also like international engagement is also a very attractive topic for employee branding. So I would say there's a lot of potential, and I want to admit that it's true that there could be, just if you really fail something, or if you have like a really bad LinkedIn post or a really bad message, and yes, it won't support your company. But I think that it's more important just to try to have not too much fear, because there's not too much WOP communication at the moment.
Nobody would write, my boss isn't.
Sorry, what?
Nobody would write strange things about the company or.
Yes, but what you
Because it always gets back on you. No?
yeah, but what you said at the beginning, you can have like one bad message, and like with a very long term.
It's miscommunication
Yeah.
and
Yeah, so I would say it's true, but it shouldn't hold us back.
yeah, it could be also too early communication,
Yeah.
secret or.
Yeah, especially. Yeah, it's true. Especially if we think of the duration of those WOPs contracts, sometimes it takes more than a year to finish a contract, and then there are sub-results, and you never know, okay, can we just communicate this to the outside, or should we stop? And there's also one WOP which was official and now is unofficial again at Hamburg Wasser. So there's a lot of happening. There are a lot of things happening, and yeah, I would say it's about communication then as well, just being in contact with the colleagues and also the departments. Okay, so yeah, the wrap up. So we found out that there are good reasons to communicate, and there are also a lot of opportunities to report from the WOPs. And I think there's no need for special hardware. I mean, I think it's more important just to start. If you connect your message with the visual content, then you also take the persons and institutions involved, I think you'll be more successful. And yeah, all in all said, I would say there's an easy access to WOP communication if you start. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks for coming. And come up. Thank you.